children in the Czech schooling system. According to Mr. Gazdík, it is currently working on a series of measures that would help the Ukrainian pupils with learning the language.
Je to série různých možností, které školy mají při výuce.
There are various options that schools have in teaching Czech, from special language courses to the involvement of inclusive education, which has successfully been used with other foreign children. So far, Czech schools have been dealing with the situation in a very positive way. They treat pupils very individually. I myself try to go around the schools as often as possible to see what the situation is on the ground.
Even before the influx of Ukrainian refugees, many kindergartens and schools around the Czech Republic, especially in Prague, had been struggling with a shortage of places. Ukrainian refugees have therefore been advised to seek schooling outside of the Czech capital and its immediate vicinity, says Mr. Gazdík.
We advise Ukrainian mothers that if they want their child to go to school, they should choose a region where there are more places in schools and kindergartens. In addition, there is also the so-called Lex Ukraine, which allows schools to increase capacities without observing sanitary conditions, such as the number of toilets and so on. We're simply in a state of war here, so we have to adapt the situation with regards to the actual place and time. There is no universal solution.
Despite the unexpected cost of covering the integration of Ukrainian refugees into Czech schools, Mr. Gazdík says it is still the government's priority to maintain teachers' salaries at 130% of the average wage.
It is one of the major priorities of this government. We are aware of how important education is in terms of the future prosperity of the Czech Republic. Today marks the 430th birthday of Jan Amos Comenius, who had to leave his homeland many times due to wars, and it is a pity people are still experiencing the same thing in the 21st century. And that was Petr Gazdík ending that story by Ruth Frank over there. For those of you who are listening intently, it is indeed Jan Amos Komenský's anniversary today. He was born exactly 430 years ago on this day, and of course Jan Amos Komenský is the famous Czech philosopher, pedagogue and theologian who is considered to be the father of modern education. Anyway, just a reminder that you are tuned into Radio Prague International, the external service of Czech Radio, where it's now time for our main feature of the day. Special school classes for Ukrainian children whose families have fled to the Czech Republic are now running in Prague, Brno and other places. In this report, Martina Kroa visited the first Slavic grammar school, the first such institution in the capital to welcome refugee children in this way.
Ukrainian children with their mothers are entering the building of the first Slavic grammar school in downtown Prague. Here, children that have fled Russia's war on their country are attending special classes. They are made up of Ukrainian children of roughly the same age and are taught by Ukrainian teachers. I spoke to Ksenia and Dasha, two 8th graders from Kyiv. How was the first week in school here in Prague?
I think pretty cool. I like it actually because we have chess lessons and Ukrainian also and a little of other geography. Yes, we also have Ukrainian language and PE. Of course, we played basketball there.
And did you come with your families or?
I came with my mom because we have got very good friends here.
I came with my mom also to Prague because she's living here 5 years. Yes. She studied here and she is working here now. One of the Ukrainian teachers, Helena, who has had permanent residence in the Czech Republic for around a decade and a half, says the kids are great. They have first, second and third graders all together in one class.
Okay, always naughty, but I noticed that those kids are more mature. They have adult thoughts. Not that such kids should be having.
The teacher can make the comparison because on Saturdays she teaches Ukrainian children who live in the Czech Republic and attends normal Czech schools. Even though the lessons are fine and everything is alright, they're different than the ones she regularly teaches.
And one more thing surprised me. I just want to cry about it. We were playing the whole day. We did what we could. And at the end of the day, I asked, kids, do you like it here? Yes. Well, we will definitely return home after the war, they answered. 6-year-old children say that.
Halina volunteered to teach because she loves her home country and returns there. Ukraine is always with us, she says.
I would also like to thank the Czech citizens for their support. I cry when I see our flags on the street. Yesterday I came to a man and said to him, Sir, thanks for your support. And he said, no, we thank you. We like Ukraine. How pleasing when I looked at Wenceslas Square. Thank you for everything. So glory to Ukraine and glory to the Czech Republic.
Ми раді, що ви з нами. Дякуємо вам за все. Слава Україні, а слава Чеській Республіці.
In their first week, the refugee children played, went on a field trip to the Charles Bridge, found new friends, did some math, writing, reading, and had regular subjects like geography, history, and Ukrainian language. They liked it, both the kids and the teacher told me. Halina added that everything was cheerful so far as they are kids, and continues.
Now I'm doing what I can. We are doing all sorts of things, fairy tales, what we have. Not exactly what they had in school because we don't have the textbooks yet. I look online and do it over email. I'm at least trying to do it the way it should be, so that they forget about the war at least a little bit.
They want the children to both continue in their studies as if they would be in Ukraine, but also give them space to play, paint, and do sports and forget about the war. Martin Majan from the Endowment Fund Children of Ukraine, which is in charge of the project, says they want to especially concentrate on teaching the children Czech so that they can be integrated in regular classes. What's more, with the number of refugees from Ukraine rising, schools will not be able to afford Ukrainian-only classes. The pupils are aged 6 to 17 in the Ukrainian educational system of 11 grades, Ms. Wilson says. Of the 11 pupils in Halina's class, most are from Kiev or its sisters, such as Bucha. Others are from Poltava or Vinnytsia. The children usually have parents or at least one adult caring for them. Katya, a second grader from Kiev, came with a mother, grandma, sister, and a family pet. The fourth grader from Nikolaev, Yossi, said his whole family moved over because his mother has been living with him for a longer time. So he came with his brother, sister, grandparents, and their dog and cat. The first Ukrainian classes opened for refugees on Monday, March 7th in Prague at the first Slavic grammar school in the city center. Martin Majan from the Endowment Fund Children of Ukraine explains why this school was an obvious choice.
First Slavic gymnasium and the school